Do you need a new perspective on your home? Some support to figure out its best flow and its best style? I'm Mary Welch Fox.
And I'm Maxwell Ryan, and we think that every home deserves to be beautiful and functional.
We don't just make it work, we make it wow. With clever hacks, cutting-edge space planning, bold style, and smart solutions.
So, are you ready to level up your living? Welcome to Apartment Therapy, from plan to perfect.
I'm Mary Welch Fox, and I'm an interior designer based in Charleston, South Carolina. When space planning, it is really important to think about how you use your own space and how it functions, and to be able to plan ahead is extremely important.
I'm Maxwell Ryan. I'm the founder of Apartment Therapy, and I'm based in New York City. Apartment Therapy is really a design business based in teaching people how to do it themselves, how to make their homes beautiful, organized, and healthy.
I'm Nasteha. Welcome to my Jersey City home. I am a full-time digital content creator. I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm mommy to 3 kids, and I'm just a girl. My personal style is a little bit of everything. I'm the type of person who likes to get dressed based on where she's going, what the weather is, what my mood is that day. So it's a little bit of everything. My interior space is kind of reflective of that because I travel a lot. I tend to bring in a lot of things from different parts of the world.
This isn't my primary residence, but it's become my creative sanctuary, a place where I can slow down, recharge, and get inspired.
My living room space currently is not reflective of who I am. And so when I'm here, I tend to be working a lot and just, relaxing. I haven't really had the time to commit to decorating my space. I have started a little bit, but it's just the timing has always been an issue for me. What I don't like about it is it's very gray. I did bring in a few pieces, but that hasn't really changed much. So I would like to see some more fun elements that are more reflective of me and my style. So when I'm here, I do create a lot of content. It's kind of my place to relax and be my single girl self. So I do a lot of catching up on TV here on this couch. So it would be nice to have like a more comfortable couch that's also aesthetically pleasing that goes with my content.
Even though I don't really live here full time, it's still such a meaningful space for me. I needed it to feel like a true reflection of my style and my spirit.
So I've heard a lot of amazing things about Maxwell and Mary Welch's style and work, and I'm really excited to see how they transform my space.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Wonderful. I'm Mary Welch Fox.
Nice to meet you. I'm Naz.
Nice to meet you.
Naz Maxwell from Apartment Therapy.
Nice to meet you. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I could use a lot of help in my living room, so please come in.
Great.
Let's go. One of my favorite things about designing a living room is how you can utilize the space to really reflect your personal style. It's a place where you have your friends gather, your family come, so it's where you want to show who you are as a person to the people you love. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your space.
Okay, so this is my second home. I love hanging out here, doing some of my creative content in here. When I'm here, I do a lot of catching up on TV, but it is missing a lot of elements that I would love to see, like a little bit more decor and a little bit more personality. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
So today we're at Naz's home in Jersey City. We're going to transform her living room, which is not very big. It's going to be a little challenging to get in everything that we want to get in.
True, but I think we can still pack a lot in that space. It's kind of amazing what you can fit in perceivably small spaces. It's empty right now, but we're gonna come in and create a more warm, eclectic vibe for her so she has a place to retreat and have more girl time.
It seems comfortable, but it also doesn't seem as stylish as you are.
Yeah.
Because I have not had the time to dedicate to decorating the space.
All right.
So that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So excited. I can't wait.
Right now, her living room has this really sort of, I think, oversized sofa, gray sofa sectional, which is making the room feel tight and not comfortable. And her style is that she wants to be eclectic and bold and really be herself, and that's just not happening right now.
Right. And that sofa is probably really comfortable, but we're moving out of the gray era. We're moving into a more warm, fun, excited vibe, but also sophisticated, so she can have the space that she feels really proud of, and it also fits more of her vibe. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about your specific style. I heard you're a bit more of a risk taker, is that right?
I definitely am. I like to collect things over time, and I want the space to be a little bit more reflective of that. So like a little bit more styling, a little bit more, unusual shapes, maybe colors, stuff like that.
Right now it's not a lot going on in here. So you want to be maybe take a few more risks in this one, make it a little bolder?
Absolutely. Yes. When I walk in here, I want to be able to look at interesting things.
Great.
Love that. Some great tips for a living room is you can still layer neutrals, layer textures, but don't be afraid to add a pop of color. And also you do you. What makes you happy in a space? Because it's your space.
I would love for the space to feel a little bit more functional. I think a little bit more storage, so that because right now it's just like a big couch and a coffee table and that's it.
Right.
So some storage that's also aesthetically pleasing would be great.
Love that.
Great. So let's make the room work harder for you.
So I think we have your vision in mind, but we have a lot of work to do.
Yep. We're going to get started and we will see you later.
Amazing. I can't wait to see the transformation.
All right. What do you think?
So my initial thoughts on the space are, I think, she has so much personality. I think we can bring more personality in here without getting too bold, because right now the space is a little smaller and feels cramped. Like this sofa's too big for the space.
I agree. This sofa is nice, but it's too big and it's making the room feel small.
Right.
We can make this room feel bigger by taking the sofa out.
Absolutely. It's still bringing in a comfortable sofa and other seating, but kind of tricking the eye to thinking that there's a lot more space in here than what is currently here.
Great.
The size. Yeah. Another idea is, mounting her TV to the wall to give her more space on the other side of the room, so we can fit a lot more storage in here, so the space becomes more functional, which was one of the things that she really needed.
Terrific. Yeah, let's get the TV on the wall. Let's get something under there for storage. We'll lift it up a little bit. Also, there's no color in this room, and she wants to be bold.
Right.
So we could get color in. We can go in the rug. We can go in. We can replace this coffee table, which seems really bland, and also curtains.
And again, like layering really heavy textured neutrals, rich neutrals, I think can make a huge impact. And warmer neutrals. We're moving out of our gray era. We're moving into like a warm, inviting space.
There's room over there too. The sofa's too big, but there's a lot of room on the other side of the room, which we can get some stuff into and make it work a lot harder for her and give it more function.
Another thing I'm thinking of is I love to work with consoles, but I found this bar cart that I'm thinking about. It has a lot of shapes, movement, curves, but it's also on wheels. Oh. So instead of using it as a bar cart, I'd love to kind of flip the script and use it as a console table.
All right, that bar cart idea is interesting. Let's take a look at it in the room. So this is the Apartment Therapy Room Plan tool in partnership with Walmart. And as you can see, this is the room we're in. I've loaded in a photograph. I've taken out the sofa we're on and the coffee table, so now it's a blank slate. Now, let's take that bar cart and put it in the room. There you go.
Oh, I love that.
Does it work?
I think so, absolutely. And then especially once we add in the other furniture, it's just great to see the scale of it and see how easily that piece fits in the room now. And then once we add in the other pieces, I love that we'll have the versatility of it.
Let's do it. Let's pop in a sofa. There we go. And where do you want to put it? Do you want to put it on the other side of the sofa?
I think next to the sofa is great, because then she can utilize it. Like it's a multifunctional thing. Not utilize it as a bar cart, but somewhere where she could, when she's filming content, she can roll it over if she's eating dinner, working, like whatever function it needs to serve, because it's on wheels, she can utilize it for that and bring it over.
Great. I think it looks really good. I like the curves of it. It's adding, this room's a little bit, right now it's sort of boxy, but so this is adding a little bit more shape to the room. great. So we can use this tool to put everything in that we want and make sure that it fits before we actually buy it. So there's hundreds of Walmart products in this tool, and we can take any one we want and drag it into the room, see if it fits, see if it works well with our style, and then we can link right out to Walmart and buy it, and it'll be here quick as a wink.
I love that. I love it. And it's so photorealistic. It's like a full 3D rendering, so you actually can visualize what's in your space.
Yep, and we can move it around, we can turn it, move it backwards, forwards, actually see it in 3D.
It's great. Takes the guessing out of it, builds confidence, and more like, so people are able to make purchases and just have more confidence that that's exactly what they want.
Exactly. All right, so we got a lot of work to do. Let's get started.
We do. Let's do it.
We're bringing in our handy crew right now so we can make room for some amazing Walmart pieces.
This home is unique because we're starting with a completely blank space. We have taken everything out of the space and are starting over.
There's so much happening, so many boxes coming in, so many people moving in and out. I'm just like, I can't wait. I'm excited.
I love adding curtains to a room, but particularly sheer curtains, because once they filter the light, you get a totally different feeling when the light comes through the windows. So when it comes through sheer curtains like this. And also, they soften the window frame. If you didn't have these here, you get this hard, angular, sort of right angle to the frame of your windows, which the frame has a nice detail.
Right.
This just softens the whole shape of the sides of the windows, and I think it makes it a lot warmer, a lot cozier.
I totally agree. It's one of my favorite finishing touches in a room to make a room feel more complete and warm. Also, when I'm using drapes that come pre-made, have a few hacks. You can use two 50-inch panels and stack them together like we've done here, so they kind of look like they're one long 100-inch panel. And then also adding these great clips from Walmart adds an extra touch that looks more custom rather than just like threading the drapery through the rod.
I like it. It's a little high-end touch.
So this is a space that I have not had the opportunity to design to my liking. So it feels so good to have someone come in and do all of it for me. And I can't wait to feel at home here. I completely trust Maxwell and Mary Welch, and they told me that they're bringing in some amazing pieces from Walmart. I cannot wait to see it come together.
So we wanted a really big piece under this really big TV. And typically we might look for a credenza, but in this case, here's the apartment therapy tip. Instead, we found these really beautiful Walmart dressers, and we slid them together. They look just like one piece, and we love the idea that it's two symmetrical, sort of rhythmic pieces in the room with, obviously, lots of storage.
One of my favorite parts about finishing a space is the finishing touches that go into it and the styling. That's kind of what makes a house a home. In this instance, we're using a bar cart as a side table console, so it's multifunctional. We don't have to use bar carts for drinking. It can be for styling. It could be useful. You could put your dinner on it. It could move around. She could do her makeup on it. To style this one and complete this, I just used a thick book here and like a little punch of white to pull the color out from below. These really beautiful glasses, and really you can just reach into your cabinet and grab what you have that's visually interesting to add a touch of depth here. Some height with the eucalyptus and these planters, a little bit of light down here, and then some more interesting shapes. I also pulled this lighter color from here to here so your eye moves throughout the piece kind of fluidly. That is the bar cart. We're taking a break from everything that's happening in the space so we can get to know Nasteha a little bit better.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You're into fashion.
Yes.
And what would you call your style from a fashion perspective?
I would say I'm maybe eclectic because I'm a little all over the place. I like to just play with fashion and just go with how I feel at that moment.
All right. So mixing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely love that she has such an eclectic style. I think it's going to be really fun to bring into the space. So you and your sister, you're really close. You work together, you have a business together. What is your working schedule like? What is your relationship like when you're working together?
So I'm only here 2 weeks out of the month. So those 2 weeks that we're together, we get all of the together stuff done. So that way when we separate, we're doing individual things.
You're a single girl here in Jersey when you're here.
Absolutely. I love living my single girl life here. And I feel like having this space allows me to just kind of be that person, have like that duality to my life and just be able to be my true self when I'm here. Because I don't really have those responsibilities that I have back in Ohio.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
How fun. I love that. You get to just kind of reinvent yourself a little bit, but it really just is who you truly are. So tell us a little bit more about your single girl life here. Like, where do you like to create content within your home? What's your favorite kind of content to create? How is that developing in your everyday life?
I definitely enjoy creating content in the living room. However, because I have not gotten around to decorating, I've just kind of been sticking to my closet that I just built. But I'm really excited to now be able to venture into that space instead of just going there to hibernate. Here, there's no toys. So I just want it to be a little bit more reflective of my style, my taste, and just like my personality.
Well, the room's really coming along. We're already, I'd say, pretty much halfway through. We've been using the apartment therapy room plan tool in partnership with Walmart to make sure everything fits just perfectly. I think you're going to be really impressed.
I can't wait to see it.
Walmart has brought the style to this room. Check this out. This incredible little side table with all the curves. It's just the right size. It's got lots of curves and rounded surfaces that then flow into the bar cart.
The darkness and the heaviness of them are on purpose. They really anchor the space from each corner. So it feels like a weighted, substantial room. And again, pulling the colors around. So you want those dark colors in each of these areas. And same with this teddy bear chair that is so soft, curvaceous, and warm. Added some extra style in here, pulling that same warm honey color around the room.
Yeah, the honey goes all the way around. It's eclectic, just like Nas wanted.
Absolutely. Vintage looking, eclectic.
It's not matchy-matchy. It's everything's got its own little character, but it works together.
But it works, yeah.
I think she's going to love it.
I agree. It's time to bring her in.
Let's go get her.
Yeah.
And Mary Welch, you want to do the honors?
Okay, are you ready to see your space?
Absolutely.
Open your eyes.
Yep.
Oh my God, I love this. Oh my God, this chair. I love that you guys put so many textures together.
You said you wanted eclectic.
Yes.
You've got eclectic.
A space you can be proud to film content in, to come relax in, to feel like an adult, feel like it matches you and your vibe.
That's exactly what I wanted. And you guys absolutely nailed it. I'm ecstatic. This is amazing.
Let's walk you through some of the tricks of the trade.
Okay.
First of all, we chose some really dark furniture to ground the room. Okay. That's the side table here, the bar cart, and then this over here is actually not a credenza. It's two dressers that we put together. And in the middle, we brightened it up with light colors.
It seems like it's such a bigger space.
Well, that sofa you had was really big and it was making the room feel small.
Okay, I didn't know that. Lesson learned.
Yeah. This now you have just as many seating positions, actually more.
Okay.
But the room feels bigger.
Right. It feels like double the size. I'm not even kidding. As I first walk into this room, I'm blown away because having all of these different elements placed in the room all in one day, and it just looks like such a curated collection of furniture and pieces. I'm shocked. Some of my favorite pieces in the space are the bar cart, because I just love how they utilized it.
And we wanted to utilize this bar cart, but not as a bar cart, as a console. So it had a lot of visual interest. It had 3 different layers in it, the fluting, and just to show that you don't actually have to use a bar cart as it's supposed to be. Yeah. It's just more as a collected piece that can look like an interesting piece of furniture.
That is so interesting. I would have never thought to use it as a side table.
As a side table.
But I love it. And I love all of the little decor that you guys placed on top. Everything just fits so well together.
This is all Walmart. All the little design details, from like the butterscotch in the handles to the butterscotch in the Drew Barrymore chair to where's the butterscotch in the glasses.
Wow.
We're working it hard.
You guys put so much thought into everything, and I'm so grateful.
You can still have a really eclectic mixed space that's tonal and neutral, that feels mature and fun without being too wild in all the choices. So we hope that you still feel calm, but a sense of eclectic.
For sure.
Yeah.
With the addition of this chair and some of the gold tones and the the copper, it feels so much more like me than it did before.
Speaking of the chair, we love the pop of color. We love the curves in it, the size of it. It's also really comfortable. But that pop of color just gave it a little bit more visual interest in the space to help add to that eclectic vibe you were trying to accomplish here. But we found, I love it in this corner. I think it just, the curves really work well with all the different curves in the room.
I just feel like this chair is me in a chair. This is it.
I find most rooms are actually a lot darker than people think. And an apartment therapy tip is you can never have enough light. At least 3 points of light spread around the room moves your eye around the room. It brings energy to the room. And as you see in this living room, we even added more than that.
So another trick that we use to help pull warmth around a space is to add different layers of lighting. You don't always want it to come directly from the cans. And we did that with adding a table lamp over here that fits the vibe of all the other furniture. So it's almost this vintage mid-century vibe. It's one of the touch lamps, so super easy, just touch it and it turns on. And then again, pulling that light around the space, and this little piece down here, the sconces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it just helps move that warmth around the room.
So we know also you had drapes before, but we elevated it a little bit more with this really, really warm, nubbly linen. And
adding the clips is another great design hack. It helps add almost like an extra piece of jewelry to the space, so it looks more elevated, more thought out.
I actually really like the little rings because I've been looking at something like that and I feel like it's perfect. I love it. I love the way it turned out. Looking at all of the pieces in here, I'm shocked to find out that they're all from Walmart. Just the quality, the different elements, the textures. It just feels like things that were like curated and pieces that were brought in from all over the world.
my favorite part of this room is the side with the 2 dressers that we pushed together to make this one beautiful credenza.
Okay, so one way we wanted to meet your needs, which was more storage, was these 2 dressers from Walmart that are actually amazing value for how substantial they are. They're 2 pieces put together, so that gives you 6 large drawers to put things away. But our trick here is sometimes when you put 2 dressers together, it looks more custom and built in. So that's what we did here to make this feel more high-end, more thoughtful, more curated.
I love that idea. I would have never thought to put 2 dressers together in a living room.
One other little secret that we'll tell you is that the rug and the drapes are the exact same as we used at your sister's in her living room, but you wouldn't know it because they look totally different in this space.
I wouldn't have noticed, and I was there yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
I love that. Yeah, just putting different pieces on top, again, rounds out the space so it fits more of your vibe, and her room fits her vibe, but the base is the same, similar to being 2 sisters with different personalities.
Right. That's very fitting for us.
I love that.
I'm excited to use this space for my content primarily because I work a lot when I'm here. So it just looks like such a nice, inviting space, and I love all of the different elements, the different colors. So I see myself being very inspired to work in here.
We hope that you really love this space, from the different textures, shapes, the vibe, becoming more of an adult space for you to hang out in. So we're going to leave it to you to hang out, feel, touch, see, do all the things, and maybe bring your sister in.
Oh, I can't wait to bring my sister in, and hopefully maybe you guys can come back and do another room. It's
Anytime.
so good. How could I not ask, right?
I love it. Gotta take that in. I'm here anytime.
But I'm excited to share the space with my sister and show her all of the things you guys have done in here.
Well, we're going to get out of your hair, so have fun.
The transformation has been amazing. I'm shocked at the way things came together. Thank you to Mary Welch and Maxwell. I'm so grateful and so happy with the work that they've done. I can't wait to invite all of my friends over.